Haram, Igboho, and IPOB are criminals. They are all following the same path. Adamu Gaba. The Boko Haram sect has and is the most dreaded terrorist group in West Africa, with the northern part of Nigeria their main stronghold. No right-thinking Nigerian will be in support of this terrorist group who has killed hundreds of people since 2009. They are still causing havoc in Nigeria and her neighboring countries, with the government doing all it can to see they are defeated. A Nigerian former presidential aspirant, Adamu Gaba, has taken to social media to lambast not only Boko Haram sect, but also the independent people of Biafra and a Yoruba freedom fighter, Chief Çۆń M1µÄŁЩ, also known as Sunday Igboho. He said that the three of them are similar and they are all following the same path, and they should not be encouraged and supported because they are all criminals. So in his Twitter, he says, as country, as a people, we have to talk to ourselves freely, openly, and discreetly. The level of hypocrisy in all regions is becoming a symbol of affinity. Very dangerous. The same way Boko Haram starters is the same path IPOB and Igboho are following. All shouldn't be encouraged. They are criminals. Chief Sunday Adeyemo, alias Sunday Igboho, is a Yoruba freedom fighter who became known for his activism for the Yoruba people who were being exploited and killed in their own land by Fulani killer herdsmen. Sunday Igboho has not been termed as a terrorist by the federal government, and it raises questions on why former presidential aspirant Adamu Gaba should term him a criminal. The independent people of Biafra, on the other hand, have been proscribed by the federal government. The group is led by Nnamdi Kanu and owns a security outfit, Eastern Security Network, which have been controversial in recent times and are accused of the various atrocities being done in Olu, Imo State, and other southeastern states. Is Adamu Gaba right to term Sunday Igboho and IPOB criminals? But on what grounds, on what basis? You can't just say that somebody is a criminal and then you expect the public to go with it. And obviously, he is in government, or he was a presidential aspirant to this Adamu Gaba person, and so you are compromised. And to be honest, it's expected that we hear you say such statements because, again, if it's a different thing with IPOB, we already know that the government is threatened by them, in my opinion, because they set out a lot of tactics and they set out a lot of, strategies to basically disarm these people every single time. Any opportunity that they get to, go and attack IPOB or sort of paint an image of them, the government will do that, like without any pay or anything. But then with Sunday Igboho, he's fairly recent in terms of popularity, and so personally for me, yes, he's an activist, yes, sure, but he's new, first of all, so you can't compare Sunday Igboho to IPOB when IPOB has been for long, they've been existing for long, and they've been very vocal and they're not afraid. They go and directly criticize the government consistently, and so they understand that IPOB is on their neck, so they would also react in that same way because it just is what it is, and it's bad. But yeah. And of course, on Twitter, a lot of reactions and replies are here. So the first person says, IPOBians and their leaders have no difference with Boko Haram because the duos are challenging the sovereignty of Nigeria as a nation. That is highly flawed and very incorrect. One party wants to take over and Islamize, and the other wants to leave. They don't want to be associated at all. He continues saying, many Nigerians are naive. This is the reason why they can't know the similarity. The oneness of Nigeria is non-negotiable. And who called you to this conversation? Like, and of course, somebody replied to this person saying you are ignorant of what you are saying. Who gave the name Nigeria? And was it your grandfather that created Nigeria? Was it not forcefully created for for the financial benefits of some people? What sovereignty? Exactly. I love that this person came to school this person on what he's talking about, because sovereignty of Nigeria, you were literally played. You were played. And the fact is, you're, please, let's not even, someone here says, this guy double standard would never cease to amaze me. Small time he's condemning the government, sometime he's dropping validation tweets again. Exactly. They're all part of the same group. Validation tweets is what they do, is damage control, good cop, bad cop. They are trying to change, the public perception, and it's just, yeah, it's sad. Someone here says, then how many Arab people were replying to that comment, says, then how many Arab people recently killed in Ibadan, orchestrated by your peaceful Igboho? You have to okay, I'm not even gonna, if you, nah, I'm not gonna reply, because if you are actually observant of what is happening, nah. The next comment here says, IPOB is fighting for the separation of the country. Sunday Igboho is fighting against the unjust killings and oppression of his people. Please tell us what Boko Haram is fighting for or against. They're obviously for the control, because again, it's embedded in their history and the Fulani, because again, with Usman Danfodio and the colonization or the takeover of the Sokoto Caliphate, it literally ran through Nigeria and other neighboring countries for because apparently, according to the history books, he was a preacher preacher of love, a preacher of education, a preacher of the advancement of his religion. And so he highly disagreed and criticized the leaders at the time and did not agree. So the next thing, my guy started taking over with no, yeah. Well, someone here says, replying to Adamu, saying, stop making a hell of noise. Boko Haram have been killing only Christians for reasons best known to them. That's not true. They have been killing Christians, but not only Christians. Herdsmen are not agitating for a separate state within the state of Nigeria. Stop the comparison. Call a spade a spade. Nnamdi Kanu is a freedom fighter. Someone says, but you quickly forget your herdsmen brothers, right? Fulanis are too tricky and they're very quickly to blame others. But when you're busy killing other people, no one from your group would talk. Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I've said it before, there's such a huge disconnect with the northern part of Nigeria and the southern part. Like in everything. In everything. Like the majority, when even let's say sports, entertainment, apart from politics and them just being there, they don't have any sort of relation or any touch with the southern part of Nigeria. So it's like with their ideologies and the way they think, it's just very, very different. And would you call that a united country? Someone here says IPOP 4 has not and will not displace anyone, let alone communities. Let the government of today, tomorrow, and years to come continue to get the Southeast involved in governance, while the Yorubas let the Northerners know that when they settle in other people's territory. Okay? This is not making sense. Someone says bandits are criminals too. Herdsmen are more of criminals too. Tell them to stop killing and maiming people. Tell them to stop their cows from feeding on people's farms. If there was no killing in the first place, Igboho would have no need for his utterances. And someone came to reply to this person saying, do you know what herdsmen mean? But the fact is, it's all about image. It's how you're perceived. It's how the public perceives you. Again, we're not saying, it's tribalistic to say that all of the northerners, all of them are herdsmen and all of them are committing these atrocities. But for the fact that these herdsmen are popular, first of all, so obviously the bad eggs amongst them would go in that image as a headsman or headsman, and then commit atrocities in that form, in that uniform. Because with most stories, most of them are carrying their cattle, whatever, and then they'd stop and ask for water in that friendly manner, and then they carry on and continue with whatever they're doing. But the fact is, it's all about image. and that's it. You think anyone is out here analyzing the underlying meanings or the underlying what you're given, and that's the thing with media and control. You've got to be very careful. Well, put what you think about what Adamu Gaba said in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.